Look, every video I watch with the Insta360, DJI, it's all sponsored. It's crazy. For me, the problem is they always talk badly about GoPro, which is ironic because I actually think it's better. Now, what you're watching right now isn't actually a Pro DSLR or any mirrorless camera. It's actually the GoPro Hero 13 Black. This is no color grading, nothing, and this is its competitor, the Insta360 X4. Same setting, same lighting. And this is its older model, the One X2, with slightly different settings, ever so slightly, but again, the same lighting, same setting, everything. Now, yes, the GoPro does have a lot of work done, no color grading at all, but a lot of actual camera work. Now, if I look at my notes here, it has a 1/60 shutter, a -0.5 EV comp, 5000K white balance, ISO set to 100, sharpness low, denoise high, and color set to flat. Now, I spent hours trying to find the best settings for my particular setup, and this is what I found looks best, I think. Now, the X4 is running sort of similar. It's got 100 ISO, it's got 1/60 shutter, but 4500K white balance. I found that 5000 just looks not right in terms of color. Now, the One X2 has 200 ISO, but the reason I did that is because it just simply does not look clear at all. With 100, you just can't see me. Also, 1/60 shutter and 4000K white balance. I found that was the best for this camera. Now, already, let me put them all in a stack. You can easily find the best one in the stack, and that means you can easily find the GoPro. Okay, yeah, they're different cameras, 360 camera versus a regular camera, landscape and all, I get it. But at the same time, it kind of carries over. Now, I'm not gonna drop that much money because I've already bought these. But if you take a look at the Ace Pro 2, the Osmo Action 5, they look great. I think the Ace Pro is really cool with all the chips they have, the 8K, and they're okay in low light. I think it looks off. I would rather have less what light than have all the noise that it makes. But I just think that the clarity in GoPro is just, it's still there. All right, but let's take a step back for a second because it's only fair to talk about the pros and cons of both. Because, yeah, there are cons, definitely, for GoPro. All right, so let's start with pros, right? So, first of all, they're not constantly shoved in people's face with sponsorships. It's just every tech video on a camera nowadays is just DJI and Insta360 sponsorship. I think the manual control is also awesome. Like, I can do so much stuff in terms of the organization for this video, for the cinematic look, that movie feel, and what you see on YouTube a lot. It does a flat color profile for color grading. I'm not very good at color grading. I'm not very good at cinematography. That's why it took me so long to set this up. But I do see a lot of potential in this. So much potential for color grading. Also, the sharpness setting, you can set it to low because a lot of action cameras now do have really high sharpness, I think, and I personally hate sharpness. I think it's super durable. I accidentally dropped it the other day, and not only did when I check it in post, I barely even saw that drop because of the insane stabilization, but also it looked perfectly fine. And of course, it just has such better lower light performance compared to Insta360. The Ace Pro 2 and Action 5 do have good light in low light, but I think the problem is that they just don't look good. Like, yes, you'll have low light with GoPro, but the detail is just not there with these other cameras. There's so much noise. It's because it's not sensor, it's AI. Now, the X4 Pros. It shoots 360 video. It's awesome. It really is awesome. I love 360 video. I think it's cool. It has a newer sensor and firmware compared to a lot of things, and they just came up with the X5. And actually, I'll give them this one. They did a lot of work with the X5 in terms of low light performance, and I gotta hand it to them. This one's not great, but it's definitely better in terms of firmware and sensor compared to the X2. The manual settings are pretty good. They only have 3: the ISO, shutter, and white balance, but still, it's better than, like, the old GoPro silvers and whites. And if you care about hype, it's all there with Insta360. They are just marketing the hell out of these cameras, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, I'll tell you that much. Now, the One X2. I love the One X2. I think it's really cool. If you want to get into 360 cameras, I got this thing for $150 with a full kit, and it looks great in terms of 360. It is old, it's 2020, but it still looks pretty good. The manual settings are still there, same one as X4. I'm not sure about X5, but it's still, ISO, white balance, and shutter speed. Like I said, the affordability of it, it's great. Now, the cons. The GoPro still has that, GoPro look compared to, like, DSLR mirrorless cameras. It's because of that, limited sensor size, of course. It's not a 360 camera, so you lose that, editing flexibility and reframing. And from what I've noticed, the battery could be a bit weak in colder conditions. Now, the X4. It's just sponsored to death. I mean, it's just, you can't find genuine reviews in it anymore unless you actually search for it. Another con is that when you get higher in the white balance, does look less natural. The biggest thing for me, I hate editing 360 video. It's not a bigger file size or anything. That's fine with me. I have bigger drives, but there's gotta be a better way. I mean, even Insta360 proprietary software, it's still kind of terrible to edit. It's confusing, it's too limited, and also it just lags all the time. Like, I have a iPhone 16 Pro Max and a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and it still lags in like 5.7K too. And of course I do editing in Premiere Pro, and I have to put it to like 1/8 the resolution and turn on proxies. It is terrible to edit. That goes for all 360 cameras. I did like what they did with the camera covers, the protection, but it's less durable for sure than a regular action camera. The lenses are just a big point of concern from what I've seen. All right, now my friend, the X2. It's still a great 360 camera, but the higher ISO means noisier footage, 100%. You could probably see a little bit right now. I tried to optimize it to be the best it can, but you're still going to see a lot. Now at 4000K, it could look a little coolish blue. The biggest thing I think for me is that the sharpness, not the actual sharpness, but the detail will definitely fall behind the GoPro and the X4, and that just comes with its age. It wasn't, the technology in 2020 was obviously not what it is today. And so I'll let it off for this one, because it makes sense, but a lot more artifacts, low light, slower processing, much worse battery life, the usual, it's an older camera and it's one of their first ones. So I was looking at my notes and it occurred to me that the microphone sucks on the X2. I mean, even then, really guys, I had a GoPro Silver 7 and it was better than this camera. I mean, it's just horrific. And the X4 is good. The X4 audio is very good actually. And same with the GoPro. The GoPro was absolutely fantastic. I'm recording with the external setup right now. You can see right now how I got this whole shebang going on, but it sounds really good. I just want to say that there's just too much going on in terms of hype for something that just doesn't really make sense. Look, you do your business and you're making a lot of money off of it. You're just sponsoring everything, so you're getting a lot of good word, but people are noticing. I see comments all the time. People are saying, oh, we sponsored your video, and I was one of them. So if I were to give a catchphrase to each one of these cameras, I would say that GoPro is the unhyped, unsponsored, just still gold standard of action cameras. Now for the X4 and X5, I would say, slick marketing, but they're gonna hide some real world, problems from the sponsors you're seeing. Still a great camera. I love this angle right here if you want to see what I got in the Mustang. Okay, that's pretty cool. I gotta give it to that. I don't think it could look better if I had it on a wider mode, but still look kind of sick. Now for the X2, I honestly like this camera. I got 150 bucks, like I said. The value's awesome. In modern day, it is kind of a noisy, outdated headache sometimes, but as a DJ, if I could just stick this on my booth and do my thing and be able to get whatever shot I want after, that's pretty cool. It does look not great, but still, for the value. So yeah, at the end of the day, pick up whatever camera you want. I recommend all these cameras. They're all great cameras. I think they're a little expensive, the higher end 360 cameras, no matter what you go with. But, buy the one you actually use, right? Anyway, that's it for me. So if you want to watch me make fun of the 16E, look right there. Thought it was pretty funny. And hit whatever button you want down here, and hope to catch you next time. See ya.